Hey, I just wanted to do a quick little intro to this video. So the video you're about to watch is a hike I did up through Fletcher Canyon, and I kept calling the rock formation the Bonanza King Limestone Formation, which is not right. The Bonanza King does thrust over the Aztec Sandstone and the Chinle Formation, that's correct, but the Bonanza King is lower in the stratigraphic column than where this is. The Bonanza King is kind of the base of the thrust of the Spring Mountains above the Red Rock Canyon area. So instead, kind of ignore me saying Bonanza King limestone, and instead the actual formation that I'm standing in and showing you is one of the following. It's either the Monte Cristo Group, which is about 350 million years old. That includes a bunch of different layers of limestone. Or it may be this kind of combo group that's a little older, about 390 million years old. I'm looking at a map here. Narrow Canyon Formation, Crystal Pass Limestone, Salton Limestone, undivided. So it's something like that. So instead of being in the 500 plus million year old range, we're actually in the, say, 350 to 390 million year old range. It's still limestone and chert, at least, but it's not the correct formation. So anyway, ignore that part, and I hope you enjoy the normal fault in one of these other limestone formations. All right, thank you. Standing today in Fletcher Canyon in the Spring Mountains west of Las Vegas, Nevada. This canyon is carved through the Bonanza King limestone. It's over 500 million years old. This canyon is about 200 to 300 feet deep. It is full of this sediment that's been brought down by both rock falls and landslides, mud flows during the winter. You can actually see some snow right here. So it is still pretty chilly. I think today it's about 48 degrees Fahrenheit. These are massive ponderosa pines here that are still standing. They withstand all of the sediment coming down. At the top of this canyon, there is a spring. I'm about 2 miles in, maybe a little under that, from the road, the Kyle Canyon Road. And here I want to show you this cool geologic feature. There's actually a normal fault here. So the Bonanza King Formation was thrust over the Aztec Sandstone and all the other younger rocks quite a bit ago. The Keystone Thrust, if you've heard of that fault system. That is the one where the Bonanza King older limestone was thrust above the Aztec Sandstone and the Chinle Formation and all the other stuff that's actually younger, about half as young. And here today, you can see this limestone wall, absolutely massive. But in this section here, you can see there's a color variation, and there's actually a hardness variation. If we come closer, you can really see how distinct it is. You can see these kind of thinner layers of this rough rock here, and then it's still rough up here. You can see kind of the fractures in it, but it's a lighter gray, so a darker gray, lighter gray. This lighter gray is the limestone, and this darker gray stuff is chert. Okay, so we have an interbedded limestone chert wall, absolutely massive wall here. And then right here, let's see if I can kind of focus on this. I'm on kind of a ledge here, so I'm going to try to not fall backwards. Right here, we have a normal fault. Okay? Now, of course, the Keystone Thrust is a reverse fault, a thrust fault, low angle reverse fault that is absolutely massive. We're nowhere near that. We're well above that in elevation. I'm coming to you from about 7,800 feet above sea level here. But this crack right here is a fault, and it's a normal fault. You can actually see it really distinctly with the chert being bent or sheared along this fault zone. And typically when you're looking at a fault, you try to line up the beds on both sides. Like, oh, this chert bed right here, where does it go on the other side? It's actually kind of hard to do that here. So how do I know that this is a normal fault and not a reverse fault, as you'd expect, being up in the mountains, you can actually see the chert beds being sheared and bent in the direction, or actually rather in the opposite direction that the rock is moving. And so here's our fault, which means up here we have the hanging wall, down here we have the footwall. And if you look at this chert bed right here, you can see that when it approaches the fault, it actually bends upwards. And you might be like, oh, so the hanging wall is moving up. No. It's actually moving down. And everything on the hanging wall is being sheared and bent up in the opposite direction that it's moving. And you can really see that. You can follow this fault. It meets up with another fault right here, but it goes up. And I actually tried, low-key climbing this. I'm not a rock climber by any means, but it goes on for a while. I kind of got up to there and I stopped because I'm also kind of afraid of heights. But yeah, this is a pretty cool fault zone here, a little shear zone, and there's many faults. Like I could pan over here and you'll see all these chert beds here, and limestone beds. The limestone's typically thicker. You might ask yourself, how does this form? Well, this is limestone and chert interbedded like this, formed underwater. So you have like this calcium carbonate ooze, and then it changes to a siliceous ooze. Chert is SiO2. It's a similar composition of quartz, but it's a sedimentary rock version of that, probably from small organisms that were utilizing silica that died and deposited. The remains are here. So a siliceous ooze, a calcium ooze, a siliceous ooze, back and forth all the way up. You can see kind of replacements where some shells and other fossils are in here too. And so yeah, pretty cool interbedded geology here with two sedimentary rocks and then faulted right through the center. So Fletcher Canyon, highly recommend coming here. I'm gonna go catch up to my party and see if Fletcher Canyon Spring is flowing, and if it is, you'll see another video, and if it's not, you won't.